Hello, hello, and welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi, where I hope all is well, guys. I'm Kimmi from the great state of Georgia, one of the notary educators at notaryeducatorsllc.com, where we teach you how to be a great notary. So check us out. Again, it's notaryeducatorsllc.com. Well, today I'm talking about different types of power of attorneys. I get that question all the time. What kind of power of attorney? What is it? I need to see it. I always start out by saying it doesn't really matter what kind of document it is as long as you know how to properly notarize. If you do not, it would be my pleasure to assist you. Again, visit us at notaryeducatorsllc.com. But today I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to give you the top 3 that you will find while you are out notarizing documents, okay? If you have not already, check out my specialty, General Notary book, that goes over more detail about power of attorneys, how to navigate hospitals, nursing homes, jails, etc. Or my specialty general notary course, where it's like you and I sitting in a room and I teach you the same thing. So either way, you'll get the information you need to have a profitable business. Well, let's get into it. So what is a general power of attorney? Okay. First of all power of attorneys are the same thing. They help protect the interests of the person that has the power and make sure that their wishes are carried out in the event that they are incapacitated for some reason. They can't think straight. They're under medication. They've been in an accident, or they have dementia or anything like that. It could be any number of reasons why you would need to give someone else power to act on your behalf. It could be any number. You could be traveling. It could be any number of reasons why that you have to give someone power of attorney to act on your behalf. So the general power of attorney is the first one we're going to talk about. And it grants someone the authority to act on your behalf when it comes to making any kind of decision. A general, like you just think general concept. It could be finances. It could be health. It could be anything, whatever you want them to be in control over for you. And some people don't like when I say in control over a power of attorney. That gives the connotation that you just taking stuff from the person. But I'm not, when I use the word control, you are actually giving that person the right, though, to make decisions on your behalf. So that's kind of why I use that word. I want to make sure that you understand when you give somebody general power of attorney, you can generally do whatever I would do. They have power. They have the control to do it. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have input, but they technically are able to make decisions just like you would, because you have told them it's okay. You have written on a piece of paper, it's okay for Jeff Nunnally to act as if he is Kimberly. He can make the same decisions about my stuff that I can. So that's why I often like to use that word control to make sure people understand what you're really doing. So that's a general power of attorney. It could be anything, okay? It could be power of attorney to take your children out the country. It could be, just general. There's no other way to explain general. Then you have what's called a medical power of attorney. That's giving someone to make decisions about your health care for you. If you cannot speak, they will make the decision for you. That sounds like a lot of power to me, right? They get to decide if you're going to have oxygen provided or not. If you're going to take, what methods will you take for end of life? Are you going to be on a feeding tube? They get to make those choices for you. So that's a medical power of attorney, anything related to your health care. So these are the kind of conversations it's tough, honestly, to have. But once you have them with a family member, their wishes, it actually is an act of love, because you don't have to wonder, well, does my mom want me to do this? Does my dad want me to do that? When I was in the process of losing my parents, it was not too complicated of a decision, because we already kind of had those conversations, even though it was hard to do, but it made things much easier, and it helps with the grieving process. This is not what this video is about, but I just had to throw that in there. So to prepare and help your family already know what's going to happen or what you want to happen makes it a lot easier, because imagine everybody in the room, you got 2 or 3 brothers and sisters, and 2 wanted to go this way. 2 want mom to be on the machine for the next 100 years. 2 like, no, that's not loving. But mom already said, look, this is what I want. This is what I want you to do. So just think about that, okay? So you got your general power of attorney. You got your medical power of attorney. And now let's talk about your financial power of attorney. So again, financial is the same thing. In case you cannot act on your behalf, you need somebody to go to the bank for you, and you cannot pay your nurse or whatever, they can go to the bank and get the check. That happened for me and my family. So my mother and father were in the hospital at the same time. At this point, this was some years ago, I did not have power of attorney on either of them. Either. They both were in the hospital at the same time. Normally, it was always my dad in the hospital, and my mother was the other primary on the bank account. Well, this particular time, I could not do anything. I had to pay money out of my pocket because I had no access to their money. They had money in the bank, but I couldn't even access it. So I had to use my credit card to pay for their, they both needed insulin. They both were diabetics. So I had to go and use my credit card, as I stated already. So it's so important to have these things in order. And it's funny because I would never have thought my parents would end up in the hospital at the same time. We never saw that coming. So as I learned things, even just in life, you know, a lot of things apply to your business. So I see how important that it is to have everything in order. You know, your general power of attorney, if you need one, your financial power of attorney, your medical power of attorney. And see, with all these things in place, then you leave room for the hospital to have to make that decision, for your family to fight about the decision. So as a notary, though, let's get back to your role. It is not your role to tell clients what they need. You would never tell a client, oh, I think you need a general. I think you need a financial. I think you need a medical. Never, ever. That is called unauthorized practice of law, and it will get your commission taken from you, okay? You never want to do that. Ever, ever, ever. You never want to do that. They need either, they can buy documents on Amazon, they can consult an attorney. A lot of times the family member will prepare it, but whatever is in that document is not your concern. It's not. Now, I will give you one more tip when it comes to being a notary. I do have a full video on what a power of attorney signing looks like, so go back and check it out. But one other tip is you want to kind of make sure, well, I'm going to give you a couple actually. You want to make sure that they've already completed this document prior to you getting there, because sometimes they'll have you wait while they fill it out and the whole family's in discussion. Well, should I let them pull the plug? Should I do this? Should I do that? And that could be an hour process. You want to get in, sign, and get your money. Okay, first of all, you do want to make sure that there aren't any blanks on the document. For example, if it's supposed to say, I grant John Smith to be my attorney in fact, which is a term related to the power of attorney. That's the person he's given the power to. And, you know, and another name is written there. You know, you want to make sure the client does know what's in the document. You know, you don't have to go line by line because that's not your role. Your role is to identify the person that owns the power of attorney. And sometimes the witnesses will need to be present. Most of the times, witnesses will need to be present. So check out my video on witnesses. I have a new one that's coming out soon about witnesses and the importance of having them. So anyway, that's it for power of attorney today. So I'm going to recap just to make sure it's clear and simple. You have your general power of attorney, good for whatever the person needs. So they need somebody to act on their behalf in whatever given situation. Financial power of attorney is just that. Financially, you need somebody to make decisions for you, or you're preparing for them to. You may be in a coma, hospital, traveling, any reason you need somebody to handle your finances for you. Also, your last one is a medical. Same thing. You may not be able to speak for yourself, but you need somebody to act on your behalf, medically speaking. They will make decisions. They will be your voice. Okay? So these are your most common types of power of attorney. If you do not know how to notarize them, or know what they, or would like more information, check out notaryeducatorsllc.com. I also have my specialty general notary book and my specialty general notary course, which will help you to be an expert when it comes to power of attorneys. Well, until next time, guys, this is Notary Life with Kimmi. Bye.